I'll hand it to this guy. Listening to the boys' game on the radio was a smart idea because the game he was watching, well, was not even a game. No offense. Number 2 Rawlins and number 1 Douglas, first quarter. Douglas wearing the white, and their defense was causing all sorts of problems from the beginning. Cassidy Scott picks a pocket, and she's making off like a bandit and cashing in for 2 points to get her team on the scoreboard first. Meanwhile, the opposition was able to get a few breaks and bounces to go their way. Catherine McFarland will come up with the loose ball and score to help last year's state runner-ups tie the game up at 2 points apiece. The Lady Bearcats, as you're about to see, hit from just about everywhere on the court in just about every way possible. Carlene Edelman-Cecil with a great turnaround for 2 of her 15 points, and the home team goes back on top 4-2. Then here comes more defense and another turnover. Rawlins thought that ball was going out, and it stayed in. Heather Townsend will take the free gift, and the junior will return it to the other end for 2 more points to put her team up by a count of 6-2. The opposition would hang around early, and like I said, they caught a few breaks. It took a few tries before Callie Feddersen would get a drop. She was the only player on her team to score in double digits with 12, and her team is only trailing 6-4 at this point. Now Douglas could do that as well, and if you want to talk about staying after it, check out Jessie Underberg on this play. No good on the 3, but she would get her own rebound, get a little closer to the hoop, and settle for 2 points instead. That would push the score up to 11-5. Around now, here's where everything started to fall apart as far as this game was concerned. Underberg again. This time she just kind of threw that ball up, but it went in. And now the home team has the score doubled up at 18-9. Then it started raining threes, even though the forecast was calling for snow. Townsend's going to count to 3, and then she's going to move the ball. 16 points for the junior, and now the scoreboard reads 21-9. And they were not done, not by a long shot. Underberg is alone in the corner, causing trouble. Douglas was in control of things with a 24-9 advantage after the first 8 minutes. Second quarter, here comes more. Jill Espelin hits a roadblock and still manages to score on a fadeaway. I suppose whatever works as long as it gets the job done. Home team up 28-9. Lady Bearcats looked very comfortable in their own gym, and they were sharpening their claws on the competition. Townsend buries her own 3 to add to the cause, and this game is getting out of hand. The score is 31-9. They were making the most of their opportunities, especially the fast break ones. Kelsey Steele takes the assist and finishes the job on the far side for her contribution. Douglas is dominating with a 33-9 advantage, and they did not let up, even on defense. Cecil with the interception, and she's taken off for another basket. This play would cap off a 19-0 run to blow this game wide open. It's 35-9. As for the Lady Outlaws, they needed whatever points they could get their hands on. The ref said that Bailey Forney was just barely touching the line, so that'll go down as a long 2, but it's a start. And the visitors now have double-digit scoring, trailing 35-11. Actually, Forney was the one heating up, and she's just a freshman. Now she's behind the line, and that's worth 3. One of the few bright spots for Rawlins, who are now down 35-14. You might want to look out for this girl next year or further on down the road. Here comes 3 more, and she'll ring them up. But her team needed a lot more than that because they were on the wrong end of a 43-16 score going into the locker room. Third quarter, by now it's pretty obvious which team is going to win, so we're going to shorten these highlights and just pick out a few here and there. This is Kayla Archuleta getting the hoop and the hack for Rawlins, who now trail 44-18. As for Douglas, they kept right on going. We haven't heard from Scott in a while, so we should get her back in again. She led all scorers with 20, and her team was pulling away from the opposition, up 52-20. Now you want to talk about luck. Watch this one. Kayla Ferris gets rejected by Cecil, but then somehow she ended up with the ball right underneath the hoop and gets the lay-in for the Lady Outlaws. That has her team down 54-22. The defense for the home team was back to their usual selves. Steele with a steal of her own, and there's no one between her and 2 more points. The lead inflates to 33. The scoreboard reads 56-23. Okay, let's wrap this up. We're going to skip the fourth quarter because this putback bucket by Espelin would officially put the mercy rule into effect. Douglas would show why they're still undefeated as they would rout Rawlins big time, 77-29.